the Huber Syndrome, swear to me! Hey everyone, we got a really fun episode planned today. We can all thank Dark Knight 774, an Easy Allies ally, for putting this idea in my head. We are going to talk about the single greatest television show ever created in the history of humanity, Batman the Animated Series. Let's get started. So the never-ending curse of Huber Syndrome, just not enough time to talk about it all. There's hundreds of incredible episodes, so I'm going to try to think a little bit outside the box and pick some lesser-known ones, and obviously I'll hit a big one or two as well. First episode I want to talk about, POV, point of view. This is an incredibly unique episode of Batman the Animated Series, one I'm absolutely obsessed with. The whole thing starts from the police perspective. Montoya, her rookie partner, and Bullock. They show up to a warehouse, Bullock is down, people are busting out of the windows with bags full of cash, and they split up. Now, this is so awesome for so many reasons. It's because we traditionally see everything from the Batman's point of view. And seeing how he is from the police and the villain's point of view is something magical. One of the big standout moments is when the rookie partner is in the alleyway and he thinks he's about to go down. All of a sudden, Batman comes in, saves the day, and the way he is relaying the events to the DA, he's like, he pointed his fingers and sparks threw out, and all of a sudden you see all the batarangs come out. And then a guy's running away and he's like, he was on him in a flash. All of a sudden you see Batman just leap out of the shadows and pounce him. It's just really effective storytelling, and it makes Batman seem even more powerful and mysterious. I'm gonna get really serious with this next one. This is the prime example of why this is the greatest show ever made, and it is culturally significant and important, especially to the youth and the youthful children like myself that were watching this show. Feet of Clay, two-part episode, The Origins of Clayface. This episode, like so many episodes of the animated series, have very powerful and intimate undertones, specifically addiction and the drive to be perfect. Matt Hagen, former actor, was in a car crash, disfigured face, so Daggett comes to him with some Renew You formula, this cream that can change your appearance and how you look at will. So of course he takes the experimental drug, one thing leads to another, and he becomes dependent on it. He becomes addicted. He's in Daggett's pocket. Daggett has him do some unsavory things. So he gets so dependent on it and so angry that he starts pushing his best friend away, Teddy, who is a very, very underrated character in this animated series. He's only in this episode. He's kind of the moral compass of Matt Hagen, and he's saying, you know, keep going. It's not over. Like, we can get through this. He's just a good buddy and good vibes all around. But of course, you know, Matt doesn't listen. He goes to steal the formula. Like this show does, it respects the audience. It knows we're not stupid. He steals the formula, he changes his face to Bruce Wayne, turns around, and some cronies are there, and they say, we know it's not Bruce Wayne. We know you're Matt. What do you think, I'm stupid? Just a very subtle and effective way of not talking down to the audience. And it is immediately followed by what I think is the most disturbing, dark, and graphic moment in this entire animated series, where they hold him down and just dump all of the formula on his face as he cries for mercy. So then Hagen becomes Clayface, and the way he talks about using his powers is really effective. He says it's like tensing a muscle. Try that right now. Try tensing a muscle and holding it. It gets tired, obviously. So he's trying to come to grips with his powers. And this anime-style epic showdown in the hospital. And you get a lot of that with these older episodes when the animation wasn't up to snuff. It's not about fluid kung fu fistfights. It's about these powerful hits. Batman goes in there, confronts Hagen, Clayface, and just this moment where he extends his arm and hits him up into the ceiling, and then he rips part of his own face off and shoves it on one of the villains to keep him quiet. Just some great, great imagery in this two-part episode. And lastly, how it all ends when he's in the video room, Akira style. He sees the history of all the people he's acted as, and he just can't control it. And again, like this whole episode, powerful emotions and pain. He is writhing in pain as he is going through all of these people that he's been. He can't control it. But then we get Usual Suspected. Yeah, Bryan Singer, I'm on to you. I know you watched this episode before you made Usual Suspects. It came out 3 years earlier. I'm calling you out. Clayface goes full Kaiser Soze. The whole thing was an act, and he gets away. This next one doesn't get enough love, and it's somewhat of a three-parter. It's really a two-parter with another separate episode that could be treated as an epilogue. It's Heart of Steel and His Silicon Soul. These episodes are very Blade Runner and Terminator inspired. They're about corporate espionage and artificial intelligence taking over society. Yeah, this is Batman animated series. That's what we're talking about right now. Every episode, just super intense themes. So, I really want to talk about His Silicon Soul, but we got to talk about Heart of Steel before. So this supercomputer named Hardak was created by Dr. Rossum because his daughter was killed in a car crash, and he wanted to eliminate human error. So Hardak, obviously sentient AI, takes it one step further, gets nuts, says humans will always make mistakes, let's make everyone a robot. So they start assimilating into society, they start replacing Gordon, they replace Mayor Hill, they replace Bullock, and just they start infiltrating key areas of society. Of course, Batman saves the day with a little help from Barbara Gordon pre-Batgirl, love that part, and Hardak is destroyed. Or so we thought. Now this is the main reason I want to talk about this episode, is because when this show came out in the early 90s, continuity wasn't as big of a deal. We had standalone episodes of TV shows, especially the Batman show. You watch all the episodes in an order, and a lot of them are disconnected. Of course, there's some callbacks here and there, but you know, the golden age of TV that we are in now is all about continuity. It's about one big storyline from start to finish. And there are shades of that. In Hearts of Steel, one of Hardak's minions broke into Wayne Manor, stole files from his computer, which later we find out that Hardak used those files to create a Batman robot. This Batman robot is discovered, it wakes up, and it thinks. It truly believes, I'm getting chills, Knack style right now, I'm getting chills. It truly believes that it is Batman. So he gets damaged, he gets shot by a guy that sounds really similar to Nolan North. I'm not sure if it was uncredited, but he gets shot by a guy that sounds like Nathan Drake, who knows. And you know, you see his guts, and he seeks out Dr. Rossum from the first two parts, Heart of Steel, again, continuity, so cool. And him and Batman just have this showdown. It's all about what is it to be human. He believes he's human. He has a soul, even though he's a sentient robot. And the payoff at the end, the payoff that Batman knows that the robot thinks it's Batman, so what does he do? He fakes his own death. Batman fakes his death, tricking the robot into thinking he killed someone, something Batman could never do. It goes insane, stops the computer Hardak, and it's just one hell of an episode. This next one was my absolute #1 favorite episode growing up as a kid. My favorite now, and the one that has stood the test of time, is Two-Face Part 1 and 2. If you were to ever show this show to a non-believer of the show, it's a lot of shows in there, show them, I promise I was unintentional, show them Two-Face Part 1 and 2. It is a masterpiece, just incredible episode, and also Heart of Ice. But this next one almost got him. This is just a fun, good time episode. Uneasy Alliance, the main villains hanging out in a club, playing poker, telling each other how they almost got Batman. Their stories of how they almost got him, but they just fell a little short like every Batman villain does. And of course, written by the master, Paul Dini. Harley Quinn makes an appearance, Catwoman, and just the way the villains interact with each other is so fun. Again, similar to POV, seeing things from the villain's perspective is always really fun and playful and unique. Again, I'm all about those payoffs when you realize that Killer Croc was actually Batman in disguise trying to find out where Joker hid Catwoman. And then like 70 cops get up with automatic weapons and pistols just pointing at the villains. Just a really good moment. And as Brad Ellis said, good lighting. So that's it for the episode. Batman animated series. It is my childhood. It is my life. It is why I am who I am to this day. It's just perfect. It is a perfect show. And it's time for a call to action. It's time for a call to action. Let's do this. Let's make it happen in an era of Netflix revivals, Amazon, Hulu, 90,000 TV shows coming back from the dead, 90,000 new ones. Batman animated series revival with Paul Dini, with all the creators. Let's make it happen. Similar to HBO's Spawn. Let's do that. Let's have a mini series, like 6, 8, 10 episodes, small, self-contained Batman animated series season. I don't know why that hasn't happened yet. I am at Michael P. Huber. We are Easy Allies. You can follow us on Twitch, Patreon, Twitter, YouTube. We're streaming every single day, spreading good vibes everywhere, reviewing games, hanging out. I have a new companion show on Twitch, Easy Allies Twitch, Saturday. We talk about the episode in real time, all the allies and myself. It's gonna be a great time. If you wanna talk about Batman, day or night, rain or shine, snow or hail, East Coast, West Coast, Central Time, Mountain Time, Rocky Time, wherever you are in the world, you let me know. Post in the comments, tweet me anytime. I'll wake up at 3 in the morning to talk about Batman, especially the animated series. See you next week. It's time to spread the syndrome. There's only one way to end an episode about Batman, and that's with more Batman, the original Dark Knight Returns graphic novel, 10 out of 10 masterpiece, and also one of, if not the best comic book adaptation there is, Dark Knight Returns, two-parter. I know this is part 2. Both parts are in here. If you watch them back to back, it's a 2.5 hour Christopher Nolan style epic.